What up, what up, what up? So I was just outside. I was gonna record more, but my phone doesn't handle the cold well. It just drains the battery. I think it's just a problem with iPhone 10. Like in the winter, if it's too cold, it'll drain, and then in the summer, if it's too hot, it'll drain. It overheats really easy. So like, it was at like 50. Like I can just like see it draining basically. Like I can just watch it draining. And then it was at like 50% or something, and then it's just all of a sudden at like 12%. So it just does that. It was like 25 degrees out there, so I wasn't able to record a lot, but I recorded those two shorts this morning of the snowplows, or of the one snowplow that like synced on me before the one intersection, and then I'm walking up to the next intersection, and he's like backing all the way up the street toward me. Like I hear him beeping, like from the other intersection behind me. He's just backing all the way up the street toward me. I just hear him beeping all the way up the street. So I'm like, all right, I'll pull my camera out again. He meets me right at the intersection, backs up to it next to me, and then he drops the snowplow next to me at the center of the street. He's like, as another car is driving by and shit. And then there was 100 other snowplows synced up. And then there's a bunch of people with snow shovels synced up. There's this one guy like across the street from me. As I'm walking up the street, he's shoveling his driveway, and like as I'm walking up the street toward him, he keeps sinking up. So like he like pushes the snow. He like starts scooping it synced. So, and then he slides it across the driveway, and then he dumps it synced. He's like, and he dumps it, you know. So he kept doing that. So like he dumps it when I walk up to the street, and then he starts scooping it again when I get across the street, and then he dumps it at the corner of the house, etc., etc. Keeps doing that. And then as I'm walking by it, or as I'm like approaching his house, like at the corner of the house or some shit, a tail lift drove by, and then as I walk by the guy, he's like walking away next to me and shoveling the snow again. And then there's this other guy shoveling snow in his driveway, and like I'm walking right by his driveway. He's like right next to me, you know. And he's just like standing there for a second as I'm walking up. Just like stops shoveling for a second and just stands there doing nothing. And then he starts shoveling again right next to me. And he just like slides it, sideways across the driveway and just follows me as I walk by the driveway and then dumps it next to me. And then like I kept hearing snowplows, like I kept seeing snowplows synced, and then I kept hearing snowplows like in the distance, like they dropped their snowplow on the ground synced. It's like, and then I'll hear them beeping synced and shit too. So there's a bunch of snowplows. There's like pickup trucks with snowplows. There's the regular snowplow trucks. There's the little snowplow like bobcats. There's like all these different types of snowplows out there, like 100 of them, synced up, all of them. Some of them were syncing up multiple times, etc. And there's a couple of ambulance sirens. I don't know if it was like the same one coming back the other way or what. There's two ambulance sirens. And then I saw an ambulance as I was like coming up to the intersection over by the fire station. Or like at the intersection before that one, there's an ambulance driving by me. And then and he didn't have his lights on. But then when I walked by the fire, and he was driving by me synced, of course. But then when I walked by the fire station, though, he's just sitting in the parking lot with his flashing lights on. Like he turned his lights on. I don't know if they were just like testing him out or something, or if they're doing it to stalk me. They didn't turn on next to me or anything. They were just already on, So I don't know. And then there's this light in this parking lot that kept turning on and off synced, or did it like a couple times. And then there's some other light, I forget. There's some other light that was doing that. There's cars starting synced. There's a car backing up out of a driveway synced, like as I'm walking by the driveway. There's a bunch of syncs. There's a bunch of people walking synced. Or not a bunch, but a few. And saw a few tail lifts. I saw a state trooper or state patrol truck or whatever. I saw a lot of things. I wish I could have recorded more, but my phone was dying. So it's snowplow season again. There's gonna be synced up snowplows. Well, I don't know if it's supposed to snow anymore, but whenever it snows again, there's gonna be synced up snowplows again. Every snowplow that I ever see is always synced. I hear them outside right now beeping, and I heard beeping outside this morning when I woke up. I don't know if it was a snowplow or what it was, but it was beeping sync though. And then last year, like I said, there was a snowplow bobcat outside of my apartment that kept beeping synced like all winter. Or like there was one day where he was just like doing it all day and shit. No, I think it's this other truck out there that's beeping. So there's a bunch of that and a bunch of synced cars and synced parades at every intersection and places in between every intersection. Or when I get to the side streets, it's a little chiller, like quiet for the most part. Except people shoveling, until people start shoveling sinks and shit. It'll just be dead quiet, and then I'll step over a curb and I'll hear a snowplow like. So, I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh, and then I was like posting shit on my phone, like when I was posting that video up of the snowplows. I was posting those videos. Like when I finished posting them, it's like buffering. Like it's like trying to post it. Just buffering. It just keeps buffering. And then it posts. And then like I'm putting my phone back in my pocket as a whitey's driving by me. Like it's just delayed just to sync with the cars. Just like my phone always does that, like all the time. All of the fucking time. And it's extra annoying when I'm like trying to keep my battery life, like when it's like cold or hot and I'm trying to not use my phone too much, and then it's just buffering and doing glitchy shit and just like making me stay on my phone longer and draining the battery more. And then I think they drain the battery too, or like they make it drain more. But I think it's just a problem with the iPhone 10, like I said. They just drain when it's cold or hot. But I think they make it drain more, though. Sometimes, at least. Maybe not all the time. But so I'm trying to think what else happened. I know there's gotta be something else. The other day, this guy drove by me, this stalker drove by me with like a wiener dog in the passenger seat. It's just like this little tiny dog in the passenger seat. It's just funny. It's just funny. Whenever I see people with like little tiny dogs, because like the dog is supposed to be like intimidating, right, or something. Isn't it like to intimidate me or something, or some shit? I mean, I know it's to like sensitize shit too, but like, isn't that like what the dog walker is? Is like, oh, and then there was this other dog. When I was at work the other day, delivering his house, this guy's dog kept like barking, sinks, and running up to me and like acting like he was gonna bite me. And like, and then he's just like, no, stop it, come back. And like, it keeps doing it though. It's like, dude, put your dog on a fucking leash. Like, why? Like, he's just like, the dog just runs back over by him, and then it just like starts barking synced again and runs over by me again, like it's gonna bite me. He just kept doing it like the whole time. I'm trying to do this delivery, and like the dog's like getting in my way in the doorway and shit too, whatever it was doing, I forget. It's always doing shit like that. There was another dog at another delivery one day that was doing the same thing. And it was like, and there was like one time where I go outside by myself, like to the truck, and the dog is like barking at me and like acting like it's gonna bite me and shit. And it was a big dog. Like the other dog the other day was a little dog. But this other dog that I'm talking about, that was like months ago, it was like a big dog. And it was like acting like it was gonna bite me. And like nobody's outside except me. And I'm just like pushing the dog away. I'm like, no, bitch, get back. And his synchronizer stalker dog. It's like, you know that your dog is aggressive. You know that your dog likes to try to bite people and shit. Why don't you put your dog on a fucking leash? Yep, I hear a truck outside that just turned on. I think he turned on sync. He's just rumbling out there. I think it's the same truck that's always synced out there. It's a loud truck. It's probably about to take off right now.